Hello, my name is Jake Kleiner, CEO of Suite Dynamics, and in this video we're going to be taking you through custom segments in NetSuite. Custom segments allow for attribution as well as pivoting and or bifurcating your data based off of different segments or attributes. To get started, let's go into the NetSuite UI. So in order to get into custom segments within NetSuite, we're going to go to the top banner underneath Customization, go to List Records and Fields, go to Custom Segments, and then select New. In this case, what we want to do is create a custom segment called Business Unit. You'll notice we've got options for display type, as well as how we want to filter. In this case, we're going to filter by subsidiary and ultimately allow to filter by subsidiary if we had been in a multi-subsidiary environment. In addition, we want this to have an accounting impact, so we're going to check GL impact. And then finally, what I'm going to do is add some helpful breadcrumbs for our end users. So by typing in business unit, when our users are looking at this field in the future, if they hover over the question mark or the tooltip, they're going to see it calls out that this is a business unit custom segment. And then I'm just going to add the same to our description. In addition, you'll see we can add values. So I'm going to do marketing, technology, and finally accounting. And in this case, when we display these lists, I want to make them alphabetical. So I'm just going to check the radial button that says alphabetical. Next, we'll notice left to right within application and sourcing, we can actually define if we want to pull in this list from a previous list, possibly an AR or an AP account number. But in this case, I'm just going to use our own hard-coded list that we create. So I'm going to leave that unselected. And then for the application, I'm going to say we want to expose this segment within the purchase as well as the sales transactions. And in this case, I'm just going to say let's mark it for all transactions. We'll also notice above and beyond the context of what type of transaction we want it to be exposed within, we can actually add it to a column as well. So if we wanted it at the line level of a transaction, we could expose that here. For our purposes, I'm just going to leave it simple and keep that checked off, but you will notice we have the ability to expose this within columns of transactions, within things like entity records, as well as CRM or item records. Very useful information, and again, there's no limit to the amount of segments you can create for different types of customized reporting, generally really valued at the C-suite level. So just to get started, I'm just going to save this record. We're going to create our custom segment. And we're going to see we've created our business unit. We've got our ID of CSEG1. The system automatically generates our custom record underscore CSEG1 and then attributes our custom record type of business unit. So next, what we want to do with the custom segment, now that we've created it in NetSuite, is we actually want to expose this at the header level of a desired transaction. So for our purposes, we're going to go to Transactions, Sales, finally enter sales orders. And then what I'm going to do next is we're going to pull in a customer. So in this case, I've created a default technology company customer. I'm next going to give it a memo. So in this case, technology company segment. This is totally discretionary. This is not required. And then finally, I want to select the business unit of technology. Remember, business unit is our custom segment record, which is attributed to the sales order transaction by the customer. Finally, I'm going to add an item. So in this case, we're going to add technology. I'm going to give this a random rate just to give sales order transaction some value. I'm going to save this transaction. I'm going to approve this because we've got a approval workflow for our sales orders. And then we'll see within this transaction, within our sales order for our technology company, we've got the business unit or our custom segment identified as technology. Next, what we can do is actually run a report against this segment. So in this case, I've created a couple other test segment list values. So we've got technology, we've got accounting, and we've got marketing. So I've created 3 different sales orders, 3 different companies or customers, broken out by 3 different business unit custom segments. And so what we're going to do is go to Reports, Sales Orders by Customer. We'll notice if we ran just a typical sales order by customer by month, because we've got a month-to-date range currently, we're going to see our accounting company, our marketing company, and our technology company. But what if, instead of seeing this amount aggregated, we want to split or bifurcate and actually break out our segments as different reporting lines, perhaps by business unit or by different types of subsidiary structure within NetSuite. One really useful thing is we can actually go to our column as an option, select our business unit, which is the custom record or the custom segment, and then watch the magic. By selecting refresh, we're actually going to see we've still got our customers broken out, but the data has actually been reflected or represented and split based off of our custom segments: accounting, marketing, and technology. You'll notice it still gets our aggregated amount totaled in our column, but ultimately allows us to break up either our selling or our purchasing activities across the enterprise by this business unit or by this custom segment. We find custom segments are incredibly useful for C-suite and or executives of companies looking to bifurcate their data based off of business units or potentially business lines. If you've enjoyed this video, we hope you'll subscribe below for more tips and tricks regarding NetSuite professional services. And if we can be of any service to you or your company, feel free to send us an email to info@suitedynamics.io. Thanks for watching.